Hello everyone, this is General History and this is episode 12 or part 12 of our Ultimate General Civil War playthrough. We just fought the Battle of Cross Keys and the very next day we begin our fight just north of Port Republic. Jackson is now launching his attack against the Advance Corps under Erasmus Taylor of Shields Division, which is coming down the Luray Road. Jackson's idea is to sort of pick off the Union force as it comes down piecemeal. Now Jackson will eventually make some mistakes in the battle. Now what he does before the battle is he actually orders Richard Ewell to link up with his forces as they move across the river and assault both, like I said, Erasmus Taylor's brigades and Carroll's cavalry, who had fought the day before at the town of Port Republic. They both linked up. Like I said, just north of Port Republic, near the Lewiston Coaling, which was if you know what a coaling was, it was basically a line of trees that were cut to supply coal for the Mount Vernus furnace, which was nearby. So basically, it was a almost empty tree line. It's very interesting if you go there today. Like I said, so you got this just like line of trees that's just missing out of a forest. So really interesting. Like I said, it's called the Lewiston Coaling, and that's where the Union would set up its forces on that day. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so again, it's kind of awkward. So Port Republic would have been back here. There's the bridge that would cross. Sorry, just looking at the map here. So I believe this would be the Lewiston Coaling here. Because it would have been set up right in front of it was all fields in front, so this tree line here doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That, from what I remember, it was all fields that the Confederates had to move across, and the land that they were moving across also, I believe, was a lot narrower than this, so the rivers were a lot closer on each side than what they show here, which really made it hard for the Union forces Confederate forces to advance on the Union. So let's go ahead and start the battle. The Yankee Brigade has been spotted taking up positions in this area. It must be the vanguard of General Shields' division. Currently, you have only one brigade available, but more units are coming from Cross Keys. They are marching to support the attack and will soon join you. Our scouts have reported that their main forces strung out along the muddy roads is not expected to arrive soon. Advance your brigade and attack their vanguard before the rest of the federal troops arrive. So yeah, Shields had a tough time moving up the Luray Road. During the rainy season. It was extremely muddy, which really made it difficult to advance. So as we begin, I can only bring in 2 divisions, which, like I said, makes sense because one of the biggest problems that Stonewall Jackson had in this had in the battle is moving his troops across the bridge at Port Republic. Like I said, he moved them across, and he moved them across piecemeal because he was trying to move his entire army across at one time. So as he moved forces into the fight, like I said, they came in piecemeal, so it really made it easy for the Union, like I said, who had set up its positions across this coaling. Now, again, this is another battle where the map is not quite set up the way it should be. Like I said, now in this battle, the north would be here. We're coming from the south, east, and west. But let's go ahead and start and see what we have to work with. So I only get these 2 brigades to start with. So I kind of want to. I think what I'm going to do is take the path that Richard Taylor's division would take and move up the right here, because Jackson in the battle had actually launched Charles Winder's division straight up this side of the river on the Union right, and Winder really had a tough time moving forward, attacking the Union right, because like I said, this is really at the Coaling where most of the artillery was located. Now, I'm trying to remember who was on the. I believe it was Carroll who had set up his forces on the right, and Taylor was slightly back farther here, and it was the Louisiana Tigers who came up the right side and then had a difficult time getting through the forest. But once they got through the forest on this right side, they were able to just pour fire in on the artillery here near the Coaling. Now, Winder would eventually make a second assault, and the Union would advance, counterattack, and push Winder back even further. That's about the time when Ewell's forces were starting to arrive. Again, Stonewall Jackson, all his forces were arriving piecemeal and moving up and assaulting the Union positions. Ewell was able to stiffen Winder's the Confederate left flank with his divisions, and they were able to push through, and eventually the entire Union line would collapse. Now, like I said, Taylor's divisions would eventually break through these heavy wooded areas on the Union left, pour fire on the guns, but also charge the guns several times, which is something the Louisiana Tigers would become really famous for throughout the years following, as the Civil War sort of really got into really started to get farther and farther in. Now Taylor would continue to flank, and really Taylor was who really broke the Union, because he continued to flank all around, which would eventually force the Union basically to break, because they kept losing position on the Confederates. Like I said, that's the first thing I wanted to do here, was sort of try and break their right first. So I'm assuming I'm going to get more reinforcements, which I can then, speak of the devil, which I can then move against the main hill here. So we're going to move all these forces up. Fortunately, I have no choice of who I actually get to send in at this point. I can only pick my starting units. Let's set up artillery. This hill here. I don't think I've selected Cope to move up. I think everybody's on the move. I got the Tigers as well. Well, I'm going to send the Tigers to traditionally support. Now, I have Wheat's Tigers, which was a smaller skirmisher unit, which technically Wheat's Tigers were a smaller skirmisher unit. They got folded into Richard Taylor's Tigers, Louisiana Tigers, so Stonewall Brigade is breaking. Bloody Eighth is sort of attacking there. Like I said, this is sort of working out the way things happen, but we're sort of assaulting their artillery guns here. So moving Weed up, actually I'm going to move him in support of Stonewall. I guess I should bring my character up. Bring my supply wagons up, as well as Forrest. Now, after the Union forces actually broke, Fremont, Trimble was left in reserve, but Fremont was able to get around him and actually would have set up positions along this hill here. he wouldn't have had time because they burned the bridges after moving all of Ewell's forces across. So Fremont wasn't able to link up, but he did set up artillery. I believe the most he did was really put pressure on the Confederate ambulances, who were trying to remove wounded from the field at that point. Get Bristow over there. Forrest over here as well. Kind of annoying. Can't handle this skirmisher unit. Ah, there we go. Now they're handling that skirmisher unit. So we are starting to break them here. And since I'll move up and support the 8. Alright, so we secured the hill. Run them across the open, get them in the woods. Oh no. Crap almighty. Something tells me it's not going to be historically accurate here. So yeah, Fremont's forces are approaching now. And now they're fully equipped. Alright, we'll move the innocents back. And we'll move the Tigers north as well. So like I said, I'm pretty sure they're going to attack. And that is not going to be historically accurate where they just fired artillery from across the river. Get in the woods, good. My general over. Charge the Stonewall Brigade. What's it? Charging uphill, but they got plenty of condition. Actually, hold them. Exchange point blank range with them. I was worried that they would actually send both units. In fact, I'm going to advance Bristow across the bridge. Keep Forrest in reserve. There we go. off skirmishers from Coke to attack those skirmishers. Really? Really? Milroy is crossed. Carol is pushing my forces. But doesn't look like that worked for him. Looks like we finally broke the skirmishers. Wow, what? Why? How is he retreating into my... Really? That doesn't make any sense. The Bloody Haste was broken in the skirmish, so they're no good. Okay, they finally recovered. Where's the Innocents going? Did I order him that way? I might have ordered him that way. Get in the woods, get in the woods. Go ahead and charge forest. Try and take out these artillery pieces. Seal first. What broke West Bristol? I guess taking flank shot from those artillery pieces. So Milroy's attempting to cross again. Stonewall was skirmishing with... Who was that? Taylor's forces. Bristol is recovered. Let's clear out this artillery. Maybe we'll get a good chance of taking all of it. Oh wow! Forrest, get out of there! Get out of there! He just took a lot of canister. Milroy is retreating again, so that's good. Advance him on Carol's right. I mean, I think we're gonna hold. It's just what casualties we're taking. I'm trying to get my second corps higher in terms of manpower, but I'm losing a lot of freaking forces. Pretty much have Taylor boxed in into this sort of invisible line where they can't retreat. That's just a turkey shoot right there at this point. Bristow's taking heavy casualties because Milroy retreated right into him. Bristow's just taking a brunt. Ugh. So we got Carroll to retreat. Now it's Boland, who took a lot of casualties last turn, or last episode, but all of a sudden has full force again of over almost 3,000 men. Doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll go ahead and return Coke's skirmishers. Coke will advance as well. And the turkey shoot continues. Now these forces are almost at ammo, but I feel like they're going to break Taylor before that happens. I'm going to get the Tigers out of there. Use the old first to shoot at Milroy. Innocents have just been standing here the whole time. I guess I could have advanced them a long time ago. And it's Bristow again. The Tigers actually didn't take too many casualties, really. Six more minutes to hold. Like I said, I know we're gonna do it. It's just, like I said, the butcher's bill is gonna. Oh no! And I lost a brigadier general. That is unfortunate. All that, and I lost one of my generals. Shouldn't have advanced the Innocents. Like I said, the butcher's bill for this one was very costly. And again, that's sort of historically accurate. Jackson lost about 800 men at the battle. The Union lost 1,000, but it could. This is another one of those examples where we're gonna go ahead and finish this. Where Jackson could have lost a lot less. Like I said, we lost more in this battle than we did last battle, facing a smaller force. Lost about 700 more men than we did last battle, plus some cavalry, which are going to be expensive to replace. May not replace them before the next battle, seeing as they have an even 350. I like even numbers. But yeah, I mean, they lost 5,000, so almost half their force. We were able to hold. We inflicted more casualties. Bloody Eights and Stonewall were my two best units. And, well, Paul Battle got promoted. I guess he can take the place of Gavin. Yeah, we captured some Harper's Ferries. And, ooh, 8 10-pound ordnance rifles. We got 70 of our Colts back. Plenty of our small arms. 40 hunters. Captured more of the 1855s. That's going to be good. And some 77 Smiths. So with the victory at Port Republic, the two Union armies in the valley were sort of forced to retreat. They didn't really, so I'm gonna go ahead and get Breckinridge because, like I said, I want Breckinridge. The two Union forces in the valley were forced to retreat, which opened up Stonewall and able to and enabled him to go and support Lee in on the peninsula and take place in the 7 Days battle. Uh, so yeah, freed up his forces and enabled him to do that. Probably gonna have to do some veteran units to keep the Snowball Brigade pretty full. They took a lot. Yeah, I mean, look, their firearms went down significantly. Bloody Eighth got promoted. Give them the assault course, especially as we go into Gaines Mill. We're probably gonna have to split them as well. Give them about. Oh, we're gonna have to do more than that.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else we should be able to give rookies to. Ooh, Bristow's gonna lose a lot too. So we took some heavy casualties that battle. I don't have enough Lorenz, so I'm not gonna be able to fully equip Dury's force. We can do 350. So I want to keep them veteran. Gonna cost 5,000, but yeah, they're pretty easy to replace. Alright, so that still leaves me about 5,000. I mean, 55,000, 56,000 dollars to use. So we'll go ahead and start building out the second division. Now, I'm probably gonna have to, in order to fill it out as much as I can, I'm probably just gonna equip them with farmers. Maybe upgrade them a little bit. Give them the reboard farmers, or at least a couple divisions some reboard farmers. I just I can let's make sure I get them up to full crews. I do want to get another artillery gun battery in as well. Got a lot of Napoleon, so I might go with Napoleon. We can build a 14 gun Napoleon battery for pretty much free. I guess free, but I don't want to give a better commander than that. I'll probably go just a major though. Maybe a high major, someone who can get promoted pretty quickly. So there we go, 14 gun Napoleon battery. Probably give them some skirmishes as well. Again, give them a major. I want each corps to have its own sharpshooter regiment. Okay, then we'll fill them out with.
Yes, sir.
So let's see. It's 20,000. What does my armory have? Can I sell anything? I can sell the palmettos, which I think I'm gonna do. Just give me some extra cash. Sell these smiths. That'll give me some extra cash. I don't want to sell any guns, so I might be able to equip. I just remembered I need to buy those Tredigers. That's gonna cost another 9,000, but I do want to try and get a whole battery of Tredigers at some point. So maybe I can buy 2 for now. And I'm not gonna be able to make a full It's just going to have to be 10,000 or 1,000 man brigade under Grant. Not that Grant. Alright, and that's going to be it for this episode, I think. We're going to go into Gaines Mill. Let's take a look. So, if I lose, I'm going to get negative 25 reputation and not a very big money or manpower. Oh, wait. That reminds me, let's take a look at the career. Let's upgrade our politics, especially going into this battle. I'll probably do a little bit more on army organization after the battle. Try and start getting that up and start getting that 4th division going in each corps. But yeah, let's take a look at going into Gaines Mill. So of course I'm going to send them on the front attack. Sidney Johnson, I'll have that rear attack going. So we're going to go ahead and bring in about 37,000 soldiers, 78 guns. Yeah, I want a little bit more. I would love a little bit more. Just knowing what we're going to be up against, we're going to have to break through very strong frontal positions to be able to break through Porter's forces. Now, when the rear attack comes, that's going to help out, but we don't have a very strong rear attack. We have... How many forces do we have? Well, 14,000. That's not too bad, but a lot. They're all green. Some of them, and they really don't have the best equipment, so... It's going to be an interesting battle. I'm probably going to lose a lot of men, especially on this frontal attack. But we'll see. But we'll see in the next episode. Now, I have 2 book recommendations that for the Valley campaign, if you want to read into a little bit more about the Valley campaign. One is a lot more in detail. The other one is not so much, but it's still a decent book. So the one that's just decent, but it's a little bit easier to read. It's only a little over 100 pages, and again, just like my last recommendation for Shiloh, it's actually free right now on Kindle Unlimited if you have that service. If not, it's not a very expensive book to begin with. So, and it's called Stonewall Jackson's 1862 Valley Campaign, War Comes to the Home Front by Jonathan Noyalis. Like I said, it's more of a quick interest book. It doesn't really delve too far into the deep tactics of the actual campaign. It's really just sort of the gloss and overall summary of the campaign. Probably a little more detailed than the information I gave during battles. But it's like I said, it's a quick book and it's good for the easy reading and mild interest. Now the other one that's a lot more detailed is written by Robert Tanner, and it's called Stonewall in the Valley. It's an older book, and it's been a while since I've read it, but I remember it being a big one. But it goes into troop movement, it goes into very fine detail about displacements and correspondence that Stonewall Jackson had during the time. So it's a really good, really in-detailed look at the Stonewall Jackson Valley campaign. So if you're really interested in the topic, I would recommend going for that one. It's a little bit harder of a book to find at this point. Like I said, it's probably been about 10 years ago that I read it myself. But I was looking on Amazon, and if you can get it for a Kindle, your e-reader, for about $25, so it's not a cheap book, even for an e-reader. But it's a lot more difficult to find an actual hard copy version of it, because it's, like I said, it's an older book. I don't know how long ago it was written, but I think it was early 90s maybe. But those are going to be my book recommendations for this, for the Valley campaign. So thank you all for watching, and this is going to be General History. We're going to sign off for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.